Alright, I'm heading out for breakfast. I'm actually supposed to be heading to Chichen Itza today, but it is pissing rain. Chichen Itza is like 3 hours away, so the weather might be different there. But as it looks right now, it's not that promising. You can hear the rain from outside. I got all my other cameras in a plastic bag here. That's how I'm gonna roll. Well, I think we're going to the ruins first. We just stopped at a rest stop here on the side of the road where it's a big tourist gift shop, you want to say. Here it is, here at the outside. The rain has stopped and cleared up a little bit, so now hopefully next stop will be Chichen Itza. Alright, we just finished eating. What did we do? We stopped at Cenote and we ate at some Colonial hotel place, but now we are just behind where the ruins are. Next stop is Chichen Itza. Hopefully I have to spend a few hours there, and the ruins are actually right behind me. Let's see if I can zoom in. Probably won't be able to see that well. But now, hopefully within 20 minutes we'll be there and checking stuff out.
Be nice.
No, I'm good.
To make my day.
So here I am, I finally made it to Chichen Itza. I just have to stay close by the tour group because he hasn't given us a time or anything when we need to be back. So I just need to hang out, and the place is full of vendors and shit. But I did pick up a quartz Jaguar. I probably paid too much, but who cares? Look cool.
Did it ever have one? Or was that...
So one day they have it ahead.
Spanish probably chopped it off.
No.
No? Alright, tour is finally over and we can go out and check shit out on our own. This is the ball court right now. That's the two hoops. One right there. Another one right around there somewhere. This is a game where the winner who got the ball through the hoop was sacrificed. It was a great honor back in the days. It's probably not something I'd want to do, but it was the way culture was.
Construction code. They have about 200 years working to restore and rebuild the construction. Yeah. And now this is together on time because they broke the sound, okay? Together. 1, 2, 3.
That building behind me is where the high priests would sit and watch the game. The acoustics are so great in the ball court that if you're in that room behind me or the building behind me, that you could virtually hear a whisper that went on the court somewhere. So you can just see the size of the court. And where the people would stand, I don't know, maybe they'd be up top, I'm not exactly sure, but there's the one high priest temple. Something I could use right now is a cerveza. I need to find a beer stand somewhere out here, see what I can find. You just see right there, this place is full of markets and everybody's trying to sell you something. at a discounted price. They try to suck you in by saying $1, but once you get over there, it's like $20, $15. All that bullshit. I'm gonna show you something right here. On the wall, you're gonna see all these skulls, and apparently in the last tour I was at a few years ago, each skull represents every time somebody was sacrificed. And this actually is a pretty big structure. It goes around in a square. So you can just imagine how many motherfucking people were sacrificed here. It was insane. Alright, straight behind me is the pyramid where they sacrificed you. They would have you climb up the steps where the high priest would take a knife once you're on the altar and rip your fucking heart out, and then pull it up while it's still beating and you're still alive. And you basically watch your heart beat, and they most likely tossed your body down the stairs. That is the pyramid of sacrifice. Alright, behind me is a pathway that goes to the Cenote, where they sacrificed anybody that wasn't normal, had some sort of birth defect, and also where they sacrificed virgins. I think I have enough time to go down there. It's a little bit of a walk. The market is insane with people trying to sell you something. Every time you go walk by something, everybody's trying to sell you something. Fucking crazy. So that was the Cenote behind me. I still got 15 minutes. I'm gonna try to make it to the Warriors Temple and then back to the parking lot. Pretty sure those Cuban cigars are fake. I'm out of the main market area. Fuck me. Everybody's trying to sell you something for almost free. Almost free, $1, $1. Well, that was my first time back here in about 6-7 years. I'm not even sure when I'll make it back to this part again, but it was nice to see it. I gotta head back to the bus now because it's getting time to go. I think we're supposed to be headed to a Spanish colonial town to go check out like a 15th or 16th century church or something, so better get back to the bus. Alright, I'm in a Spanish colonial town right now, and that is an old church behind me from about the 15th century. Out of respect, I didn't talk and video at the same time, so you just get to watch the video. It's pretty interesting. The Spanish conquered this town. They tore down the old Mayan cities and built the church from the blocks of it. Same with a lot of the cornerstones. And all these buildings are built from the old Mayan temples that used to be on this spot. Alright, before we get started, I need to open up a fucking beer. And it even fucking feels flat. Second, I need to light up a fucking cigar. I'm gonna talk about my fucking trip today, okay? I I booked it through BD Travel, and they put it through this company right here called Go Natural. And when you pay, I paid for the deluxe trip. There was 3 different styles. There was like your basic trip, your intermediate, and your deluxe. So I wanted to stop in at the Colonial town, tour around, check out shit like that, because I wanted to see that Catholic church that I saw the first time I was here about 7 years ago. So I paid extra money just so I can go inside and see this church that's like hundreds of years old. I think it was built around the 1500s or 1600s, not 100% sure. So I paid $30 US more for my trip than I would have if I would have took the other one. So personally, when you take a deluxe package, I'm not thinking that they're gonna come get me in this little small van that's fucking cramped. Like, I'm serious. Fucking cramped. It was like a 2.5 hour fucking drive, and my legs are cramping up the whole time. It's like that small. And then, once we got there, the cenote that we stopped off at, that was one of the first things. That cenote looked like a fucking garbage dump. It was something that's probably been around, open to the public for the last 40 years, and it's run down. It just looks like shit. When I went to Chichen Itza about 5 or 7 years ago from Cancun, we got chartered in a big bus, comfortable seats. The cenote that we stopped at was extremely nice. It was probably one of the nicest cenotes I've seen. Big wide open mouth. This cenote had a mouth that was probably about 10 feet around, had roots that are growing all the way to the bottom. It was rough. It was like, I wouldn't even stop there. Like, it's one of those places that you would have stopped and you probably would have imagined that you would have got killed. Second, the next stop after the cenote was to eat lunch at this Mayan Inn or whatever the hell it was, just right beside Chichen Itza. Actually, that place was alright, but they really know how to fucking soak you there. Like, they know, because it's a tourist trap, that they know how to fucking soak you. Okay, a beer like this, Corona, $7 US. I ain't paying $7 US for beer in fucking Mexico. Do you know how much? They were selling a can of Coke for $3 US. Not a fucking chance. I was drinking water. And then, my whole purpose of going to Chichen Itza was to go back and see the things I never got to see the first time around, because the tour guide, I kept asking him, I said, what time do we gotta meet up? And he wouldn't tell me, eh? So I had to go through the whole fucking tour thing, because I didn't want to leave the group. And then, don't know what time we're coming back. So finally he's done his little fucking spiel after 2.5 hours. And then it's like, gives you 45 minutes to tour the grounds. Well, 45 minutes is enough to see shit on your own. Chichen Itza's fucking huge. I was not impressed with that. Go Natural, I would not book that fucking... I would not book any tour through Go Natural again. The only things I bought on my trip were at Chichen Itza. I bought this ashtray. It's got some fake Mayan art on it. I got this polished volcanic rock ball, obsidian, whatever you want to call it. I don't even think I pronounced that right. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It changes color in the light by the reflection. And then I bought a quartz jaguar. I thought it was kind of different, even though there's hundreds of them there. Yeah, that's the only 3 things I bought. Not very fucking impressed. Not very impressed at all. Now for my closing comments on Chichen Itza. It's actually been about 5 to 7 years since I was there last. They did put a lot of fences around a lot of the ruins before you were actually able to go up to them and touch them. They got that all fenced off now. And going back this time around, I can definitely see why. There was a lot of things I took pictures of before, like some of the art our scriptures in stone, whatever you want to call it. But a lot of that's been decayed in the last 7 years. Like, I saw a lot of damage done to that place since last time I was there, so I can understand why they had done it. There's quite a bit more as far as markets go in there, and Chichen Itza was a lot busier today than it was the last time. I don't know if it just matters because of the day or whatever, but last time I was in Mexico was in the winter time, and you think it would be a lot more busier then than it is now, but I don't know. I don't understand, but it is what it is. They should serve cervezas there. So other than that, if you're gonna go to any ruins in the area, I've been to Coba, I've been to Tulum, I've been to Chichen Itza twice, and I've been to Ekbalam. Now, out of all those ones, Ekbalam and Coba, you can still climb up those ruins. Chichen Itza, you can't climb up those ones anymore. It is the biggest ruins to see by far. Chichen Itza is the one you want to see. Ekbalam, if you go with the right tour group, they have a cenote that's really amazing, and you would have saw that in the previous video if you've been watching. And you want to go to the cenote that you can rappel down and zip line inside it and everything else. That's a cenote and Ekbalam tour you want to do. Now, Chichen Itza, really gotta look who you're booking it through, because 7 years ago I booked it through a different tour company. I can't remember the name of it, but they had a really amazing cenote too. Like, it was big, like really big, and he actually stopped at the cenote and he ate there, and there's a gift shop as well. This other one, he stopped at this little fucking jewelry store on the side of the road and trying to get you to buy shit, and you go to the cenote that's just fucking run down and crap. But you would see that videos of the cenote and shit in the other video that's part 1 or 2. I'm not sure how it's going to go. But anyways, I'm going to leave the video at this. Chichen Itza, if you're in Mexico, Chichen Itza and Ekbalam, I would recommend doing out of all of them. Tulum is good if you want to go to the beach. And Coba is good if you want to pay some Mexicans to drive around in a motor R. And Coba is good if you want to pay some Mexicans to pedal you around on a bicycle. So I'm going to end this video now. So if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, post them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Smoke some cigars and drink some cervezas.